let us get started. Now, the first deck we're actually going to show off real quick is one that's actually the more scarier of the brews. I'm actually going to change the sleeve, even though the sleeve is kind of very relevant to what it is. Okay, I call this Odd Giants. Now, basically, the Catch-22 premise of the deck is it is pretty much a Naya Giantless with a, well, not Naya, it's more Teamer. It's actually more 4-color, technically speaking. It's a weirdly 4-color giant deck, which honestly, we're able to do that thanks to stuff like Beanstalk Giant and such, and as well as Uro for the additional ramp, and also as well thanks to the both of these triomes as well. Now, the basic catch is we're actually running a companion, which in this case is Obosh the Prey Priester. 5 mana, free and 2 Rakdos, so to be frank, we're just running it as free and 2 red essentially, for a free 5 Hellion Horror. And to run as a companion, our cost we have to do is make sure all of our cards in our deck are essentially odd converted mana cost and land cards, which, as you can tell, we are running a curve where a majority of the cards in our deck are odd. Very odd. But still, this actually is very easy. It's kind of scary how this card is. Like, the more I play around with it when I was doing my pre-test on the stream and such, the card actually kind of legit kind of scares me, not gonna lie. I'm doing good, Machiel. How are you holding up? But yeah, essentially what we do with this deck is we pretty much have our early drops, such as we have Shock as removal, Arboreal Grazer for ramp. We also have Footfall Crater, which is a really necessary component of the deck. I'll explain why in a minute. We also have our Giants, which pretty much comprise Crystalline Giant, which is Mech Godzilla promo art here because it's Mech Godzilla, why not? We also have Uro, we also have Bone Crusher Giant, which essentially is also a 2-drop with the Stomp spell. Lucky enough, with the Adventure mechanic, it actually allows us to get the odd requirement of this while still having a good early game tempo burn spell. Sea Dasher Octopus just for semi-card draw. Brazen Borrower for tempo. We put one Aluna Apex of Wishes, which is using the Ghidorah art King of Cosmos here. Mostly just because it's a really, really decent way to get some additional threats on the board. We also put one Luca in here since most of our threats, other than some of our little early game stuff like the Arboreal Grazer, are stuff we do want to bring out and such. Like, chances are our -2 are going to get something big out. Testing Vivian in this deck, because I think Vivian is actually pretty decent in the deck. We also have Realm Croak Giant, just a pretty much a one-sided board wipe for our deck, since a majority of our cards are Giants. Beanstalk Giants I mentioned before, and a 2-of actually Primeval Champion, which is a really good card in the deck since, as long with also Footfall Crater, it essentially gives our creatures trample. Now, the reason why this is very beneficial for this deck is primarily because of Orbosh. With Orbosh as our companion, the time we want to cast this, we don't really want to cast this like the normal time you would usually cast this type of card. We're not essentially playing Orbosh as kind of like a turn 5 play, we're more playing as a finisher. Mostly we're hoping to get, we're mostly going to incrementally deal damage to our opponent, and then once we get to circumstances where one of our big giants or even big threats can deal lethal damage, we're going to try to enable it to have trample, play Orbosh, and then just go stomp, finish the opponent. This is probably the most scary deck I actually brewed. I kind of thought it was going to be kind of haha funny. It's odd, it's giants, ha 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 ha. But this deck actually legitimately can do some shenanigans. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. Hey, we're going to get Tsunami. Anyway, so while the Ghidorah is more debatable here, I don't think we keep this since we do have Shock, just for early game control. So we're going to play a Mountain. We're going to pass the turn to our opponent. I'm going to guess Flash, so we're just going to see if they try to flash in a Spectral Sailor. So yeah, blue-black flash. Makes sense. We could play the Uro here, but honestly... no. we're going to pass the turn to our opponent again. I'm going to try to flash this in. Yet again, we're going to say no. Play the Triumph here. We will attempt to play the Giant, though there's a chance that it's going to be countered in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yep. Okay, what I'm going to do here is... If they have the essence scattered, they have the essence scattered. Okay, we're first going to try to fish out a counter with Brewing. Then we're just going to attempt to swing in, see what happens. We're not going to attempt to take. Let's put it out here. Well, we have the Bone Crusher Giant, which, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure we can't cast any portion. Oh, you can actually cast a Stomp portion. Huh. Neat. Okay, note to self. With Ash Out's Erasure, you only get negated on the creature portion of the spell. Well, there's Lockyer Serpent. Okay, fair enough. Have removal, opponent. Okay, so I think we're going to use this just to fish out counter magic. I will put that on the battlefield. I will put it on this. Okey-dokey. But yeah, with this deck, it's kind of an interesting deck. I'll say that right off the bat. I hope everybody's hearing everything fine and dandy. Anyway, we're going to end the combat, see what our opponent wants to do. We do have... We do have a Realm Curl Up Giant if we need it, but the problem is... do first defense because that's lethal unless the opponent counters it. Interesting. Okay, well, let's see what the opponent's got. I'm guessing Brazen Borrower or some shtick like that. Okay, they're trying to draw into an answer. Oh, they're actually just going to 1. Interesting. Well, in that case... There we go. I think he still got this. What I probably should have done is, the reason why I put this in the deck, I probably should have gave this haste and actually finished the game off. That was an oopsies on my part. Wait. I wonder why he didn't do that for a minute there. Okay, so a few misplays there. One was I could have gave this haste and trample to actually finish off the game. Totally completely misplay on my end on there, but you kind of are seeing kind of like how the deck can work. Like, it can be a little bit silly in the right shenanigans, I will say that right off the bat. Nevertheless, moving on to another match with this. And yet again, like I said, if you want me to do any jank brewing around any cards and such in the set, just let me know with comments on the chat. Okay, so we got a Sea Dasher Octopus, we got an Urno, we got that. I mean, we're pretty much one Arbio Grazer away from a really good hand, but hey, we're going against Wedge! Wedge of the Mana Source, nice, awesome sauce. Woo. Nobody tell me what he's doing in chat. I kind of want to see the shenanigans myself. Woo! Mardu. Mardu shenanigans. I appreciate the Mardu. 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 Ooh, Hero Precinct 1 Mardu shenanigans. I see, is the blind of the Mon. Well, first things first, we don't have red, so unfortunately we can't do that. We could just filter it through Beanstalk Giant. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. We're going to do that, get the mountain. So, chances are with this overall deck design they're doing is, yep, Goldfish Crusader. So pretty much Mardu, kind of like aggro, essentially. So Mardu is nice. Interesting. Okay. Well, first things first, I think we have to stomp the card draw. Then we play out Mecha Guys. And it has Vigilance. Nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, definitely looks like to go wide shenanigans for our opponent. Ooh, nice. Okay, so we're going to do Burrow. Blind and Vigilance! Awesome! Okay, Judith is a problem. Okay, that's a problem. Well. What to do? Probably take out. Yeah. Sure, why not?
I can do better than you.
Yeah, that one was case even in the Fortnite. So if we were like playing this in Best of 2, we would probably just decide for shenanigans. But yeah, going against Wedge, that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Gonna actually, real quick, say congrats on that. Let's see. Let's see.
And human list. And then I was like, I don't know. This hand is slow, but we're gonna keep it. It's a bit slow though. We're gonna try.
Anyway, back to shenanigans. Just had a pretty good game there. Let's go back with this list. So, okay, we're going against Kitsune. Okay, this should be interesting. Let's see what Kitsune had brought for us. No, we're promoting this. Much better. We have the R-Wheel Grazer, we have that, we have that. Question is, what do we want to keep? I think we throw the Brazen and just hope that we get into... Because then we can do Beanstalk Giant shenanigans. So, yeah, we're gonna do it like that. We're gonna play this. Let this enter a tap. Blend around into the pepperoni. Ooh, stop with like the romancer shenanigans. Let's just be a little safe inside. Okay, it's just BL. Yeah, we can play. We don't attack. Okay, that's Sonic Creation. They do draw a new hand, so... I think they play out the Steam Vents, then we play out good old Vivian Monsters stuff.
Beyond the universe of excitement.
We're going to give this stickers.
Every day is a new mutation.
Attack in. So we got a thing on this. If we decide to minus on the Vivian, with our front hand, we can get something. If we decide to cast Bullbot, there's a certain chance we can get something. Well, okay. Well, we still have protection of our little RBO Grazer there, but if we decide to minus 3, then we can get something that is 4 or less, essentially. Yeah, we're gonna block. Okay, so... yeah, you know what? Let's try this minus 2 out. It's the early access. You always gotta try out.
I brought friends.
So, we got choices here. We can either just cast our Mechagodzilla, Brazen Borrower, or just another one of our giants, or we can cast Burrow. Let's actually get Mechagodzilla out, because it could possibly get reach. We're gonna let this enter a tap. Or flying too. I will not mind flying. So now the opponent has to block, or else they're going to get out a lot of damage. Okay. This deck might, like I said, this deck has some silly shenanigans like this. I hope everybody is enjoying the stream. Oh, hey, Fortune Horse. How you doing? I thought you would enjoy the Mecha Godzilla shenanigans. Mecha Godzilla! But yeah, we're doing pretty good on the stream. We're going against Kitsune with what looks like a Sonic Creation Is It Phoenix list, which actually is a pretty good list, I will say. So we're pretty much going against that list. I'm playing with what's called the Odd Giant deck, which essentially, we play this as our companion. We play all the odd cards that can help us that are giant related, aka Mecha Godzilla is a giant, which, obviously. So pretty much what we're going to do is we are going to see if our opponent has an answer to our board state. If not, we probably got the game. But if the opponent tries to attack our Vivian, all we really have to do is just block with Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla with his artillery, laser beams, and missiles attacking a elemental phoenix. That is the case of the shenanigans, one could say. That is true, Fortunos. It would not be my deck without any of the shenanigans. Oh, sorry, opponent. Sorry. Okay, radical idea. Draw some more cards. But yeah, I am actually respecting Vivian a lot more. It allows me to see what plays we're going to play. Plus, Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla. That now is currently flying and has a... Okay. We're going to draw a little bit more. So, the game plan they're trying to do here is they're trying to cast multiple spells, go through their deck, get all their phoenixes onto the battlefield. That's two of them. They're just keeping up with the chump blockers, which makes perfect sense. So, what we're going to do is, honestly, give it a shot. We're going to make one with Trample. We're going to put this Triome in tap. That's a Triome. And then now we attack for, hopefully, the win. Good game. Oh, wait, what? Oh, tokens are even. That was a brain fart. Oops. I forgot, tokens are even because they're technically 0 mana. That could be a misplay on my part. I don't know if it cost me the game, but it's a misplay. Yeah. Note to self, remember that tokens are technically 0 mana. Whoops. Oopsie daisy, as the old saying goes with that one. But it will be interesting to see what our opponent does, because we do see a sweet oblivion is made of this. And we see an ox. So, they have shenanigans they can do. Oh, they're doing a finale. Okay, so they're going to do Finale of Promise. That allows them to draw a little bit more. They're going to do a Beacon Bolt Spiral, and then the Beacon Bolt to probably Beacon Bolt the... Yep, Olbosh. Makes perfect sense for our opponent to do that, because that's the thing that is the most significant threat. And then what they have to do is hopefully get more control spells or board wipes and such. Like, they really need like a Storm's Wrap or something to wrap our board, essentially. That's pretty much what they need, as they say. Hip hip hooray. Actually, let's see if I can manage Twitch chat through my phone and such, because trying to go through this and trying to do a lot of things at the same time is a little bit tricky, one could say. as they say, if it's correct. Okay. Yes, I can actually access it through my phone. Neat. Okay. Well, first it's reconnecting. But-a-do. Reconnecting. Now we get a star. So they do
I'm
stop
tougher
me
than you
on the
think.
Vivian. So that is the weirdest looking beast I think they had. Like, it's like a gazelle tiger thingy. Well, anyway, we're gonna +1 again. We'll just say trample. Then we're
Every
going
day
to
is a new
give...
mutation.
Nope, not bad. We're gonna cycle Godzilla to give this trample. We're gonna get a planes. And now flying first strike and light blink. So boop, boop, boop. Badoo. So yeah, the opponent has to block with all things. And that is the game. Good job, Casino. I love the smell of a janky brew that goes according to plan.